Not in a previous band.
So this is the only band you ever had?
Yep, I started doing this when I was 16.
So you were in the band with when Dallas Taylor was in the band then?
Do you want me to sign this or no?
Yeah, and there's another vinyl too.
Oh, okay.
There's the other one.
Oh, okay.
And what are unreleased songs that you have? Like a name of like 2 of them.
We don't have any unreleased songs. We were the way that we work is we release everything that we write pretty much, and if we don't, we work on stuff, because a lot of bands, what they'll do is they'll write like, oh, they're like, all right, we'll write like 18 songs and then we'll pick like the 12 best songs for the album. But the way that we've always done it is like we work on a song until it's like as good as we can get it, and then we're like, okay, cool, and then we have another song. We work like we work that way, and we don't really ever get done with a song until it's like ready for that album. Like there's parts that we don't keep, and there's you know, like songs change a lot, but we don't have like entire songs that just didn't get used. We the closest thing we had was on our last album. There was a song that we were working on in the studio, and we were trying to make work, and it just wasn't working. But we took parts of that song and put it in another song. So it's not like it was a complete song. It was just, you know.
What was it called?
It didn't have a name. Yeah, we don't name our songs until like the last minute. So
till the day before it comes out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's usually toward the end of the recording process when they actually get named, because that's when Spencer puts the lyrics to them and everything. The majority of our set list, like the thing that's taped to the floor, it's all like the working titles, like the titles that we know, because when we're working on the songs, we have to call them something. We're like, hey, let's play such and such, so we just come up with dumb names, and that's what's all on our set list. So yeah, half the band doesn't even
like identify with the creation of the song.
What's that?
Like it doesn't really identify with the song from the start. It kind of gets it afterwards.
Exactly. Yes.
Kind of like based off like, all right, this riff's like sick.
Like we have this one song that when we wrote the opening riff, somebody made a joke about, oh, it just sounds like a pit of vipers just going nuts on each other, so we call that song Viper Pit. And another song we had where it starts out with like all just drums and bass, and somebody said it sounds like an elephant stampede, so we call that song Elephant Stampede. And
that's
so
hilarious.
that's sort of, it's pretty much that way for pretty most of the songs. Like yeah, so
that's
when was
from 5 hours.
Oh
California.
wow.
Come see you guys.
Wow, well, thanks for making the trip.
We didn't know about the LA till Self-Help.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to announce it until Self-Help.
Conflict.
Yeah, because initially we had a. What's up?
Man, you guys forever, man. Since I was like 16 years old. You
Oh,
really good, bro.
Awesome! Thank you very much, man.
Wait, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it. How was fishing?
It was. I swear to God, like, who goes to a whole Underoath show? They play 2 albums back to back, and then like right after that, immediately catches 2 bass.
Oh, you went fishing after the show?
Yeah.
Dude,
Right
good on you.
Right out, yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Amazing show.
Thank you.
So when was your guys' first ever show?
My first show was we played in Atlanta, Georgia with it was us, Zayo, a band called Ludacris, but they became Norma Jean, and then a band called World Against World, but we blew 2 tires on the way there because our van was garbage. So we didn't show up until after the headlining band got done playing.
You guys still play it?
Yeah, we set up and played, and it was more people stayed than we thought, so that was cool.
How did the transition come from like the so hard and heavy to kind of they're only chasing safety? And even
mostly member changes, like because between like Changing of Times and they're only chasing safety, like that was when like Tim and Aaron and Spencer and me like started writing a lot more, because before that, like, we had these old EPs that we put out in high school, and it was all one guy who wrote everything. And then
What was that EP called again?
we had two. There was one called Cries of the Past,
Cries of the Past,
and then
that
one
one
called
was,
Active Depression.
Active Depression.
Boom, boom, boom.
Then there was the first demo CD, the very first demo.
Yeah, there
I
was
got it on eBay.
So
Oh,
heavy,
really?
dude,
Yeah.
so
Wow, I
heavy.
haven't heard that since I was in high school. But yeah, no, we so he wrote everything. The guy, the guitar player back when we were in high school, and then he left the band and Tim joined, and then that kind of left it kind of like up in the air, because like we didn't know who was going to write what, because we were just used to this one guy writing everything and telling us what to play. So Tim really came into his own writing, and you know, him working with Aaron Moore and everything. So it's just, I think, just natural progression, you know. And we wanted to, we just wanted to write something melodic that was heavy too.
Yeah, dude, I love it. You guys were the forefront, man.
Oh well,
Changed everything.
we liked it. Yeah. We just wanted to be like Jimmy Eat World, but we wanted to scream too. So
That's so tight.
yeah. That was- that
Active
was-
Depression, I'd be afraid listening to it when I was little. I'd be like, it's like the little. I'm like, oh my god. It's like Halloween music, but I loved it.
Yeah, that's old school, man. Yeah.
How about first CD you ever got, first live show you went to?
Actually, I was just talking about my first CD I ever bought today with the guys in Caspian. It was a Celine Dion album called "Let's Talk About Love."
Yeah.
I bought that and Napalm Death, Fear, Emptiness, and Despair album at the same time. I got my CD player for Christmas. My mom said I could buy 2 CDs, so I went and bought Napalm Death and Celine Dion. So I was pretty
So
pumped on that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Get the variety.
How'd you guys discover them? You're just
Just through friends, like just one of those like, hey, check this band out, that sort of thing.
they were tight.
Oh, they're so good, right? Like, it's awesome because, like, they're obviously ridiculously talented,
Oh yeah.
but it's just one of those things where they haven't been in front of enough people to, like, yeah, they just need it. They're the type of band where obviously live they know what they're doing, and yeah, and when we, just to be completely honest, like when we announced the tour, tickets were selling so fast that we were like, okay, well, we don't have to bring a band that will help sell tickets, because a lot of times that's how some bands do it, where it's like, oh, well, you know, we're in this room, we need to help sell this amount of tickets. Like Spencer was saying, like we could have, you know, brought other bands and played bigger places, but you know, we just honestly just wanted to put them in front of as many people as possible, just because we love them, and we think that other people will too. Yeah, so our Tim, our guitar player, he's friends with their manager, and he just called him up and was like, hey, we're doing this tour, would Caspian want to do it? I said, yeah. So
They're big, man. They get big. It's just like huge and
Builds are
epic.
like,
Wow.
give me the chills.
yeah, you should jam. Their newest album is just, man, it's really, really good. Like, I listen to it fairly frequently. It's great, and it translates surprisingly well to CD, because a lot of times, like, you'll see bands like that, and then you listen to the CD, you're like, oh,
That's
'cause
what I
you
was
Don't
afraid
feel
of.
it as much.
Yeah, but I mean, you get it on a good set of speakers, or on a good set of headphones, and it sounds really, really good. It translates well. So
It builds well. Totally.
yeah, it's like 90% of their set that they play tonight is from their new record. So yeah, jam their new record. It's
Their guitar tones were
yeah.
unreal,
yeah, he
dude.
can-
They sounded beautiful.
Yeah, they're tonesmiths, man. They actually got in an accident on the way here. Their trailer got. Yeah, it's on the other side, but they only have 3 tires on the other side because somebody
Oh,
smashed
dang.
into them on the
Jeez.
freeway, and so they're gonna have to try to get their trailer fixed.
And that dude, what's his name? The tall dude?
Phil.
He probably just steps out of the car and they're like, oh crap.
Dude, the first
He's a
night of the
monster.
tour, like, we had never met them or played with them or anything. We just knew their music and asked them to come on the tour. And the first day of tour is always like, it's always really hectic. Like, everybody's running around trying to get everything going. And I hadn't met any of them yet. And their set was starting. And were you guys there for the beginning of their set?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know how it's just like that, it's like an old man just talking, like really creepy. So I'm standing in our dressing room and I hear their intro start, and I was just like, that's awesome and like super creepy. And then the I guess when they turned down the house lights in the venue, the lights in the hallway where our dressing rooms were also dimmed down. So I hear the intro start. And then I'm standing there, and then the lights dim, and I see Phil walk out of their dressing room, and he's just like, just like
Dude,
just
like a
hulking.
hand.
Yeah,
It's
and
like totally in character.
yeah,
like,
so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go watch these guys play. So I'm following him down the hallway, and I just hear this like their intro just being super creepy, and he's like walking like really slow to the stage, and there's a light, like say you're me, there's a light like in front of him like this, so I just see like this hulking
Massive.
silhouette, and I'm just like, this is the coolest. But no, they're like they're the best. It's like really nice, good guys. So.
And you guys have played a lot of shows, so what ones do you like better? Bigger ones, smaller ones, house shows, or like
I like
Warped
all
Tour?
of them. I like them all for different reasons. I think I like playing super big shows just because it's I don't know, it's more of like a spectacle, I guess. Just like
There's more production.
yeah,
that
it's
go
just
with it.
it's huge. I like playing like really small shows because you can like get like really close. It's just different energy.
Like that
like,
one you guys did like in your hometown, right?
yeah, that was
That
great.
was insane,
Yeah, that
dude.
was a lot. Like we
That was
announced that like the day before,
Mhm.
and it was really cool. Like it's just different energy. It's not necessarily better or worse. It's just, you know, I think you get the same amount of energy. It's just it's different when it's small and when it's big. So yeah, that show in Florida was definitely nuts. That was a lot of fun.
On the albums, are you the main like sound design? Do you handle
As far as like the keyboard stuff,
yeah, just all the synthy stuff?
Yeah.
Loops. You create all that?
yeah,
Dude, that's
yeah. I mean, I work with like whoever's producing
Some
the album,
producers.
but like yeah.
I was always curious. That's always been a question of mine. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
what I do.
That's
So who recorded the music? Who did the artwork?
On well, we record the music. The artwork is done by different people for every album. Yeah, it just depends on which album.
Seeing that, like, that the face, it's so
Yeah.
iconic. It's so
Yeah.
Yeah, what's funny
is,
is
dude.
is that the girl who's on the cover, she's like a really old friend of ours.
You still know her?
Yeah. So when she was actually at like the second show on this tour, and it's funny because like whenever she's around, like she's always just like, oh, there's my face. Oh, there's my face. Oh, there's my face.
It's just the eyes, dude. The
It's
eyes.
like-
I just remember seeing
piercing.
that. And it was like when I was younger. I remember seeing it like a harvest bookstore, and I was like, "This looks so weird." And I
Well,
heard
yeah,
it, and I was like, "Oh my
It's
gosh,
it's
that's crazy!"
the guy who designed the artwork. It's his wife.
Oh, really?
And yeah, we've known them like forever because he used to sing in a band called Embodiment, who we were friends with like way back in the day. Yeah, I mean, none of us really thought that it would become like this like thing. And so now like she just sees her face plastered everywhere.
That's
It's it's huge, man.
And what's funny is there's a lot of people that have her face like tattooed on them. So whenever I see pictures online, I always send them to her. I'm like, hey. She's like, oh, it's so creepy. Hold on, I'll show you what.
There's just like terrible ones too. Where it's supposed to
yeah.
like a tattoo.
Oh, dang.
What a trip.
That's cool. That's crazy.
That's rad, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's awesome. We've known her forever. So
That's. I always wondered if it was someone you guys actually.
yeah, it's
That's a cool story.
yeah, she's pretty dope. She's like best friends with our guitar player's wife. And that's how we
That's cool.
that's how we met. So
How's cause you guys play in LA on Sunday.
yes.
How's that on Easter, being away from the fam?
You know, it's kind of like any other day being away. Honestly, like
that's cool.
it'd be sweet to be able to be home and go to our church and whatnot. But you know, because me and Tim and James we all go to the same church.
Oh, that's cool.
But you know, I'm gonna be gone for my daughter's birthday too, so that's you know.
It's been your job. It's kind of like what?
Yeah. I mean, we haven't done this in years, and you know, my daughters don't even remember me doing this before, so they you know they're still they don't quite get it. Like they came to a pre-production day that we had, and they got to see that, but yeah. So we're not gone for a super long time. Like it's a 5-week tour, and we're already 1 week. 1 week's already gone. So
How about a new album in the works?
nope. No, we're
You're first.
yeah, we're just jamming and enjoying these shows, and it's nice because we don't like. There was always this thing when we would tour before, where it's like, you know, we're promoting the album that we have out, and then we're looking forward, and we're like, all right, well, because we would want to put out a record every 2 years.
Pressure?
So yeah, a little bit. So whenever we would be on tour, it's like, well, we're promoting the album that we have. So you're doing interviews, radio stuff, et cetera, and then in the back of your mind, you're like, all right, we also need to be working on new music because we have to put out an album in 2 years.
Yeah.
So like it's you're always doing that, working on that. But now it's like we're not promoting anything, we're not writing anything. We're literally just like hanging out.
Feels amazing,
Like
or
the have
what?
fun tour.
Yeah, it honestly
How is
like,
it being back after?
It's cool. It's a lot of fun.
Had to dust off the old keyboard.
Yeah, I had to dust off. That was the whole point of that Florida show, that small one. It's because our first show was supposed to be, it was in Florida as well, but this place called Janus, and it's like this huge venue. And we were talking, we had like this group text going. It was a few months before the tour started, and I think Tim was the one who mentioned it. He's like, well, we haven't been on stage in like quite a few years. Like, should we maybe play like a smaller show to like dust the cobwebs off and make sure we're not sucking? So that's what, yeah. So we did that, and it worked.
It looks
so
super good. Like just like seeing the crowd and everything. Everyone just
yeah,
looks so
it was a lot of
excited.
fun. The vibe on this tour, the crowd vibe has just been insane. It's been really, really cool. Like everyone's it's super positive, and
See, when I was in the crowd, everybody was my family, dude.
dude, it's
Everyone's
awesome.
singing with
the
each other.
community
Yeah.
is like
Yeah, it's
Everyone's
awesome.
cool.
It's really, really cool. Like, it's crazy. Like yeah, it's weird, honestly. Like we haven't done this in a long time, and I work a job at home, and I'm a dad full time, so coming back and doing this, it's I think it's even more so like surprising and like just weird but cool.
Can you see if you could track down the other guys?
Yeah, they're around.
I saw Aaron somewhere.
Yeah, because I need to go grab some stuff from inside anyway, so I'll tell them you guys are out here. And
Thanks.
Man, I think you should be the front man. I think I just want you out here, bro.
Yeah. All right.
See what you can do.
Give me a microphone.
That's right.
No,
You mind if I take a picture with you real
oh,
fast?
of course,
Is that
man,
cool?
of course. No, we actually did this thing one time. The Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Yeah.
We were up in Seattle, and there was a kid at the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and his thing is he wanted to spend a day with us in the studio and come to one of our shows. So we had a tour stop in Seattle, and we went into the studio with him for a day and wrote a song, but everyone switched instruments. So Aaron played guitar, Tim played drums, I was vocals, and it was awful. Like, it was a lot of fun, but never,
like, what the heck?
yeah, never put me on a mic. No, it was really just like, we were all just in there having fun, and never put me on a microphone. If you want it to be good. So.